having a few technical glitches. All of a sudden the live stream cut down to 360, and I wanted to make sure that it was visible. I was planning on jumping in and explaining to y'all what was going on this evening in just a little bit, but when I tried to upgrade the graphics, it glitched out. So what we're doing is we're going through the memes of the week, number 8. It's Sunday night. We're reposting this, re-uploading this to the Awake Souls channel, and we didn't have a bunch of content to go through tonight of a spiritual nature, stuff like that. Ronnie Harris of the Limitless Channel, he's got a bunch of stuff that he's working on getting ready for his morning show. So he's going to be in the chat here and there. What I'm doing is I'm republishing, re-uploading the video by doing it via live stream here tonight. And that way we can all hang out together. And if, you know, because let me explain this. There was something in the memes of the week 8 that Ronnie didn't like. He wanted to cut it out of it, and so it came down for editing. He's going to republish it back to his channel. It's so fitting that memes of the week 8 was on the Limitless Channel. That's his number. Everybody knows it. Born on 8880. So I wanted this up on my channel, and this gives me the perfect opportunity to do it. Thank you all for joining tonight. Yeah, so as far as what's going on right now, we've got the new video that I put out yesterday. I hope you all have seen it. I hope you all have enjoyed it, and I hope you all share it. This coming Wednesday, what we'll be doing is we'll be going through a breakdown of all the different points. So we'll be stopping in the debunks. We'll be looking at the 3D animations that are there, and taking a much more in-depth look at it, because the video actually moves pretty quickly. You'll see that going from one debunk to another can sometimes just be like a minute or a minute and a half. So the video moves. We'll stop and we'll take a deeper look and analysis of it. That's going to be this Wednesday night. Tomorrow morning on the Limitless Channel is going to be another rise and grind, but he's mixing it up a little bit. He's adding new features to the show, and I'm excited. It's a great way to wake up and enjoy the day. I'm excited to be here with you all tonight, and once I start playing this hangout again, this is Memes of the Week 8, which was on the Limitless Channel. I want to be in the chat with y'all, and we'll talk about what's going on. Let's see here. There was another thought that bumped into my head. Had to do with I'll just keep moving on. The I'm sorry, I wish I could pull that thought back, but it's not coming. And so I want to say thank you to Becca Shine, Julie, Yahawah's daughter, Battery, everybody that's in the chat, Joseph Bender. Thank you for joining. If there's comments that, before I get off camera here, comments that I see that have to do with questions, stuff like that, before I'm off the camera, I'll try to address them right now. And let's see here. Yeah, so while we're doing this, I'm just going to make a few checks to make sure that the video quality is back up in the video. We don't want to watch this 360. So we could have premiered it. We could have set this up as a premiere, and then we would have just been guaranteed that it would have had the 1080 resolution, and all the graphics would be fantastic. So this was an eye candy hangout. And by live streaming it now, if it's not showing up at 1080 here, we're cutting the quality of it. So I want to make sure we've got the quality back up, and we'll start going through it. I don't think I'm going to be stopping coming on camera anymore to interject on this. I'll be in the comment section with y'all, and we can talk about things there. So I don't see comments or questions, for me to answer right now coming in. So I want to let y'all know we're going back to, this is Memes of the Week 8. It was broadcast live on the Limitless Channel. It's going to be republished there. The only thing is the chat that was with it originally is gone. So now by doing this live, the idea is that we can have a chat along Memes of the Week 8 and have it here on our channel. So, oh, here's the thing that finally came back to me, what I was missing. If you are just now finding out that, like if you thought I was on hiatus, right, for the last week and that we weren't doing anything on the Awake Souls channel, no, it was a community guideline strike is the reason for the last week that we haven't been putting up content here. The content has been going up on the Limitless channel. So if you're a subscriber of mine, if you're new to the channel, not a subscriber, just seeing this, you have to be subscribed to the Limitless channel as well, because if I get a guideline strike here, we go there. All right? And then if there was a guideline strike there, we would be at Beyond Flat Earth. So we always have a channel that we'll be moving to if we can't go live from our normal channels. So look in each one of our channels, show these channels. We have them highlighted. You can be subscribed to the Limitless channel, Beyond Flat Earth, and we have other channels as well that in some crazy situation we're going to be going live somewhere. And one other thing I want to toss out there, the new hashtag. So we've got the correction to the true names of the Creator and the Christ, the new hashtag, the team Yahawahashai. All right, if you put that into the search on YouTube, you're going to find us wherever we go, because we use that hashtag in everything that we do. So the new videos, the new live streams, if it looks like we're missing from YouTube, just use that hashtag and you're going to find us. So just keep that one under your hat. Well, let's get into this. It was a fantastic Memes of the Week. I'm excited to go through this again because there was so much packed into it, and there's a lot of visual candy, everybody, that I'm excited to check it out again with y'all. So thanks for joining. Let's get back into this. I'm going to take us away.
I'll rip your face off.
Happy anniversary, everyone. We're beginning our 3rd year of the pandemic. I'm your co-host, Jason of Awake Souls, and tonight we've got a candied up version of Memes of the Week. This is number 8. We all know who number 8 is. Let's give it up for the host with the most, Ronnie Harris.
Hey, brother. Great introduction. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to tonight. I want to say that there was some definite divine timing taking place. It's incredible the types of shifts I've been seeing in abilities and things that we want to do. And with time, it's been bending and doing all these weird things. I'm super excited tonight. We've got some super high quality content prepared for you. As well, just crazy new music. We've got songs that were just released like hours, 20 hours ago. So we got 4 songs. That intro song was great. That was Moses, right? No, what was I can't remember the name of the track. I should have it written down. We will put the songs in the comment section below after the video uploads. But I'm really excited to be here tonight, brother. How was your week?
Oh, it's been good. Other than being on YouTube, jail or whatever they want to call it. So I'm excited. My 1 week ends today. So tomorrow sometime I should be able to upload. I've got a video that's ready to go. Few of you have probably seen the trailer already. It is up on the Limitless channel right now. We may even play it tonight near the end or something. I'm just trying to get people pumped up for tomorrow because I'm really confident in the debunks that I put forth, and I'm excited for y'all to see it. So I think it's going to be a tool in the quiver. It's going to be an arrow I think we might go head to head with some heliocentrists. I think maybe a fake flat earther or two might pop up and try to defend their model. I doubt it. But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm coming off of that. I was in a little bit of a slump with coming up with memes. I know I don't have too many memes for this week, but I can tell you right now that in the hour before the hangout, I had two pop in, and I'm excited to make those. So I know that there are some memes coming from me as well.
So, I mean, I just want to take a moment and just say how thankful I am for this week. We've started the morning show on the Limitless Channel. If you haven't checked it out, Rise and Grind with RJ Shine. It's been fun. I feel like I've been podcasting a lot, though. I'm in a groove. So basically what I wanted to say was it's amazing how in these last 2 years, the amount of, fear and loosh and propaganda that's been put out, and the ability that me and you have had to continue to try to create better content, be more active. It's amazing to me to see that as the whole world can crumble and fall apart, we can still find a type of enjoyment together. We can create things, share truth. It's basically like the band playing as the fake Titanic sank. We're the music, and I'm really thankful tonight to be here, to be a part of this. It's been a crazy road getting here. Everything that we've gone through right from the beginning of the truth movement up until today, including what we've been seeing all around us. There is a possibility that the Great Tribulation, a biblical event, could start at any time. Even today, we were talking about how the .ru was supposed to be shut off. And, I just had a great week. I enjoyed podcasting, like the whole Good Morning Vietnam vibe, but, simulation realm vibe instead of the Vietnam. And I'm just thankful that, I had a great week, great workout. I'm feeling great. We got great stuff prepared for you tonight. I don't feel like I want to do jumping jacks, brother. I feel really calm. And there's actually a lot of stuff to go through tonight. A lot of teaching, a lot of memes, just chocked full of information. That's what we do around here. But again, isn't it amazing, brother, that, so many people are in such fear and going through so many hardships and turmoil. But for me, it seems like I'm sailing across the calmest ocean, and it's the beautiful sunset setting. And I'm just so thankful to be here tonight.
Yeah, there has been a bit of a shift. So there's been a noticeable difference where recently the quality of the content that we're putting out, I can see, because I look back at my old content, your old content, I see what we're doing now. And there's sort of a radical upshift going right now as far as the quality that we're able to make. We're able to make it in like the same time that we were before, or we might even be becoming a little bit more efficient. So then it just becomes a dial as far as how much time can you invest in a project. So tonight we threw a little extra time at it, and I think you'll see that a lot of this is fun. Like, we get, sometimes as editors, we get to the point where we start watching and we're like, wow, like they start making themselves
Surreal.
Well, they start making themselves a little bit, and you see the connections that start fitting together. And that you didn't, when you placed the clip there, like, it was just sort of a guess. You toss it there, but then you go to preview it, and then you see what happens, and you're like, oh, how did that happen? And it begins to happen more and more and more. So that's what we've been experiencing. I think I had a couple ideas today for new. We always want to go next level. Once we get to a certain level, we want to go next level. And I saw opportunities for that again today. So I'm excited.
Yeah, so, I just want to take it up another level, not to up you one level, but not only with dropping and clipping a clip together. This takes place where the music, the content, the idea, the thought, everything seems to come together in divine timing. It comes from different parts of our team, right? As you all know, we've got a huge part of our team in the chat, always YD, everybody else too. You guys know I love you all. Joseph, Becca Shine, Lisa, everybody, Seth, you guys are all great. Jerry, all the regular people that come in. But I mean, me and Vilyar and Estonia and Jason and YD, we have this group of the four of us, and we all work together, and we're able to accomplish just crazy things. And like, the song that's going to be playing tonight in the memes. It's a roller. So that's one thing I want to let you guys know about the tracks. We try to bring you music that's constantly brand new within an hour. See, I've been doing that with the podcast for a few years. I started getting the released like dubstep type track of the day. But now we've taken it to a whole other level. We're playing 4, 5, 6 different genres. And so these are brand new breaking tracks. The one that I got, it's in the meme roller. I put the meme roller together. I started at 3:00 today, right? I just got the song picked at 3:00 today, this afternoon. And I was able to complete this task. I had all the information, all the data, everything there. And it was a team effort. So what you see from our team is an absolute team effort. There's no way I could do this alone. Jason could do this alone. And what I want you guys to know is true love, true art, true content, true creation. When it comes together through the realm, when it works through you, all you are is a conduit to it. Sometimes my mind is, I don't even know how to say it. I go into a prayer type meditative state in the creation of the content, and it just flows. It sort of tells me. So I listen to my inner voice. The inner voice plays a song and I clip the edit to it. And then, like Jason said, it's amazing when you get into this zone with creating, whatever you guys want to call this. It could be, I don't want to use the word magic because it's been, Satanized. What's a better word than magic? Supernatural. Okay. Supernatural things take place when when you're able to be inside your inner voice, when you get a part of the actual morphogenetic fields of this place. They flow through you. Poetry, art, writing, talking, singing, walking, making a meme, all of this stuff flows through you. You can connect with the entire realm, feel the pulse and the colors and the vibrations of all the emotions in the earth of the realm. And you could collect it and you could put it into a video. You can let it work through you. And I believe that's one of the greatest things. That's why I'm just so thankful, because it feels good, right? It's like Christ said, I have manna to eat that you know nothing of, right? This is a manna that I can literally point to and tell you it feels good, like I just ate something when I create it, or when Jason creates it, or when somebody else online does the same thing. We work together. We take each other's art at work, and it's all amalgamated together in this great artistic piece. And I couldn't be more thankful to be a part of it, you guys. And, let's just keep praying that this gets stronger and brighter. It says in the scriptures that the righteous are going to shine as bright in the star as the stars in the sky in the end times. As the world declines, there's going to be a group of people that are just going to get more and more righteous at the same incline, the opposite direction, not the opposite, the reciprocal of what the New World Order is trying to do. Just going to get bumped up. And, it's a tough thing to see because we're so censored. But I see the censorship also as something that's divine.
And now, the wait is over. It's time for Memes of the Week. Sponsored by Aluminum Foil.
I'm in love with the coco. I'm in love with the coco. I got it for the Lolo. I'm in love with the coco. I'm in love with the coco.
My light is gone, I can't see you clearly. I feel like a ghost, lost without a hope, and heaven knows I'm hurt.
Hope you all enjoyed that. That was a little something that Ronnie threw together for us right before we went live. That finished rendering just minutes before we went live.
Wow. I think I'm way too loud. Wow, wow, wow. That was, whew, I really enjoyed that piece. I really did. Now, you can say that in all honesty, but that meme was a collection of things that was created throughout the week. But that video itself, yes, I'm not able to screen share, was just created literally 2 hours ago, I guess. No, it was finished at 7 o'clock or just after. It was crazy. So I'm going to screen share. I got the sound, and then you'll get it all set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get everything out of the way. Yeah. Excuse me. I really enjoyed that video. The song I just got at 3 o'clock, right? So it took me a couple hours to put it together, but that's a banger. I'm going to keep that one. That's a roller, that track. I really enjoyed that. So we'll put the names of the the songs and the links to the channels that they are on after the podcast. So we're going to be getting into memes of the week, number 8, guys. This is great. This is going to be so much fun. Do I have a time to? I just got to open something real quick, so don't put me on screen yet.
It's back the thumbnail.
Okay, thank you. I just realized that my highlighter's not on.
Nope.
Take it away. Are we on thumbnail?
Yeah, we're on thumbnail. Let's see here. I want to thank everybody that's been showing up. So this is a special crew, in my opinion, because when we get a community guideline strike on the Awake Souls channel, there's a whole group of people that show up when they see an Awake Souls video, but they don't show up when they don't see one. So those people, for some odd reason, don't know that we're going live on the Limitless Channel. And hopefully our audience will grow again when we're back to the Awake Souls channel. It disappoints me that there's a little bit smaller crowd over here. I think everybody that's subscribed to me should be subscribed to the Limitless channel, and I'll tell people that right to their face. I have no shame in saying that.
Well, I mean, it just is the way that it is. It's fine. You know, again, we talk about this. It's about the content. It's not about the amount of viewers. And you know this. You're the one who taught me this. Am I on the screen now?
Yeah, we're pretty good. I'll just tune it up a little bit. Yeah.
Do you want me to put on one of my clips so you can get a better frame? Because yours is missing part, unless you can see it. There's just a small amount of a black outline on this thumbnail you made. It's incredible. Which this was just made as well. As I was doing the video, Jason was making the thumbnail. We played it my way. I like to score in triple overtime, you know, breakaway, roof the puck. Jason likes to win 10-0, right? So
take a knee, right?
Take a knee, yeah. In football, you just, you know, knee it out. We win, you know, come shake our hand. But it's fun to do it like this. We let the morphogenetic fields work through us. So it's a collection of all kinds of stuff, right? But it's not collections of screenshots from Facebook. Again, I can't go on Facebook on my PC. It logs me out, and then I can't get back on the account at all, right? I managed to evade that the second time. The first time they've locked me out, I can't get back on my channel, my 15-year-old Facebook. But I don't care. Whatever. Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Let's get into this. Great thumbnail you made here, brother. I thought it was great. Oh, you guys, you got to be ready. The outro is just on top. It's this great what's the name of the band again? Band of Horses.
Yeah.
Yes, one of Jason's favorite bands, right?
Yeah, an old-time favorite. They put out some new stuff that I'm happy with.
Yeah. Like I remember you told me the memory of you at the concert with your kid on your shoulders, just rocking it out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great memory.
Great memory, great band, and the video is just awesome. So I know people usually tune out. They don't watch the outro. I think this one here is pretty much worth watching. I enjoyed it. It's great. You put that together just before we went live as well, everybody. All this stuff is just fresh. We're all about new here. The new. And we're probably not new. Let's take a look at this. Boom. Welcome to reality, right? This is it. Have you guys signed up on Telegram? A reality check, and there's the reality check chat. We got that stuff there. That's backup stuff. Let's get into the first meme of memes of the week. It's a Simpson meme, and it says, if you don't know that they control both the narrative and the counter narrative, you are not awake. And why is it showing that? It shouldn't be showing that.
If you click on that. Yeah,
I did. So can you I want you to weigh in here. We're going to be getting you to weigh in on a lot of these memes because I've already addressed a lot of them, but you haven't.
Well, the first one about reality, we had Seth in the chat that was talking about the advantage of knowing that you're in a simulation. And so that's what we really try to focus on here, is how we can prove that we're in a simulation or virtual reality, and then key in on the ways that you can use that knowledge to your benefit. And actually understand the reason why that's such great news. It's absolutely fantastic. I can't think of any better news than that. So welcome to reality. This right here is where we try to really show people what it is that we found and test it for yourselves, right?
Yeah, you couldn't have said that more perfect, actually. Yeah, it's freeing when you realize that you're in a supernatural realm and not this spinning globe earth ball thing flying through infinite dead outer space, right? All of a sudden you're in the center of creation and it was created just for you and everything's centered around you. Let's
And
move on to
every
the next.
choice, every thought, everything that you do is super important. It's really, none of it's inconsequential. And when you look at it from the broader perspective.
Everything matters. Every choice we make. So again, we'll go back to this meme now. I said I was going to let you talk, and then I cut you off and move on to the next meme. So this one says, if you don't know, they control both the narrative and the counter narrative. You're not awake yet. I would like to hear you. So you are the guy that we did a podcast where we flow charted out conspiracies inside of conspiracies. And what was this? 5 years ago? 6 years ago?
Well, in the whole being awake thing, I find it interesting that I created my channel in 2012 and called it Awake Souls. So the whole process of waking people up was literally the reason why I chose to come to YouTube. And now there's the woke people, which we warn people against. Woke's not, it's been co-opted really bad. But to be awake means that the lights turned on for you. You can now see what you couldn't see before. And we do what we can to share how to turn that light on for everybody. But yeah, of course, they control both sides.
Shining the light, right?
We're always the ones that are pointing out the third alternative. So you have, the Freemasons will have the left versus the right. Well, neither are good. Everything's a false dichotomy. You have a globe versus a Truman Show snow globe, right? Neither of those are correct. So what we do is we point out that they always play both sides of the narrative and try to get you to never look at the third option, which is what we're always trying to show people.
Yes, you couldn't have said that any better. And what they do is they give you the two false options, right? They get false dialectic, it's called. They give you both wrong answers. They say choose AE map or globe. Right? They don't tell you that it's a flat rectangle simulation creation. Right? Oh, so you guys, there's no creator of a simulation, right? Okay, yeah, they just come into being on their own, just like heliocentrists. Let's move on to the next meme of the night. Pow! Got to come up with some sound effects. Maybe we'll work on that. So this one says, this year in 2027, and you can't start your electric car for 30 days because you posted something probably truthful, quote, offensive, quote, end quote, on Facebook, coming soon. Jason?
Yeah, I'm already banned from Facebook. They would never let me start my car. I couldn't.
Let's go.
It would never start.
Your car just would say, sorry, error. Please see dealer.
Still connecting.
Yes. So. Call the dealer, right? That's what it would say to you. But this is a serious matter. I want to do it with fun, and I want to be a light shining into the nations, but we need to see that this is a problem. Right, the banning, all of the censorship that they started doing. Facebook used to be you could do anything except for violence, or the regular code, pornographic content, violence. And you used to be able to do anything. Now you can't even tell the truth anymore. They took a whole channel away from me. Yeah, I said I don't care, but here I am still whining about it, right?
Right.
Anytime you hear someone say I don't care, usually they care a little bit, right? Or they wouldn't say anything at all. I can't lie to you guys. I don't like to lie. When I do, I can't even remember the last lie, bro. I can't. Boom.
That's a good feeling. That is a good feeling.
You want to try reading one, or is it too small on the screen?
I can see that. Why gun control? Because armed people will not willingly load themselves into railroad boxcars.
It's true. It's true. Okay, I want to set this up, brother. I'll ask you. You traded your guns in for camera, right? You're not about to kill people.
Different type of shooting.
So
shooting pictures.
Yeah, shooting pictures. You're the one person that did that, but everybody else has guns here, mostly in Texas, right? We know some people with some crazy stuff. But what I want to say is that there's less crime. There's less crime in places that have guns because people know, hey, if you get messing around here, because, I'm a big guy. If I get rowdy, someone's going to go, well, big guy, I'm not going to mess around. Jiu-jitsu, right? What's this? He's jumping around like Bruce Lee. What? You know what I mean? Someone's going to pull out a gun, and then all of a sudden my Bruce Lee ain't worth nothing.
Yeah, I mean, every criminal mind in the state of Texas knows that if they go into some store and they pull out a gun, they're going to get popped from all sides before they even know what's going on. So, yeah, people don't do it.
No, they act in line. That's the whole reason that their guns are legal here, why they do it, right? That's why the Constitution was put into place with the rules that they had it. But they've usurped that. They don't follow that. They spit on it, right? That's where we are now. We need righteous leaders. But that's a pretty good one. Did you have any more to say on this one?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And the next meme of the night. This one was cool. I still haven't yet to do the deep research because I've been so busy creating other stuff. But, I want to say that maybe there's a chance that this is just natural and it's not directly linked to health, but it might actually be super true. Well, maybe it's linked to the spirit as well. I don't know, because I do know that Christ was the one that said, if your eye is clear, your entire spirit will be clear. The eye is the lamp unto the body. And this meme says, amazing fact, you can see the strength of the immune system from looking at the eyes, strong and weak. And then they have the tighter bands. What are these called? I can't remember. My aunt was an optometrist. I should know this. I'm going to get Enter the Stars on here to tell us, because he's got his whole eye earth theory. But yeah, my eyes, we checked them out. Jason's got a couple of sunspots in his eyes, but that's it. They're tight bands like this. Mine are all super tight like this with yellow on the inside of my eyes. Yours are green and like moss green, and then a lighter green, and then you got like some sunspots in your eyes, bro. I don't know what's up with that. What do you think?
Yeah, they could just be sunspots, doing cartwheels around the eye. I don't know.
Yeah, stay tuned tomorrow for the video coming on the Wake Souls channel, right? Heliocentric debunks, Baker's dozen, plus flat earth, fake flat earth, AE map model, Freemason debunk galore, bro. And it's great editing. Like you said, we've been just stepping it up. It's been great. The editor's been working for us. We're putting the time in. We're loving what we do. That's the difference between us and the other crews. We absolutely love what we do. We rise every morning to do this. This is what we want to do, guys. So should we get into the next week? Go ahead.
I just want to point out that if you click on your pink banner, it'll stop showing the mask that's coming through.
Sorry. Thank you for correcting me there.
Well, I'm just
I got it off.
Yeah.
I don't know why it did that to me. I guess I clicked on something, right? I'm far from perfect, you guys. I'm imperfect. I have imperfections, but this is a good one. Can you read it? Do you want to read it, or do you want me to read it?
That one's a little small for me.
Okay. It says the Zionist Balfour Declaration. Okay. Palestine occupation Zionism is an anti-Semitic agenda born in the early 1800s by British Masonic Zionists to purge these things from this place. That's what they said. Something hater and this thing, Theodore Herzl, was recruited in Vienna's Rothschild-owned brothels by British intelligence to be the figurehead for the movement. The Z's, which we see symbolism right now in the World War III,
there's a lot of Z's on tanks and stuff like
right?
that.
They orchestrated World War I, partly so that the British could conquer the Ottomans and take back the land, what was called Palestine. Right, the land of Israel was scattered. People were spread to the corners of the earth. The Hebrews aren't there anymore. They weren't, and they went back and took it. Right, this declaration before World War I set it up. It says in 1917, the Balfour Declaration, authored by the Z's again, was the public notice of this. Balfour's 1919 quote contradictory assurances end quote reneged. Thank you. See, where are you in the morning? Reneged on the promise that quote nothing shall be done which may prejudice the rights existing non-Jays communities in Palestine. Adolf, this guy, was also recruited by British intelligence in Vienna as part of the Zionist creation of this word, right, in World War II again. So the plan was to create mass anti-Semitism, right, exaggerated by the Z's and this thing, which we cannot say, to this day, in order to foment the political conditions to create the Israel that we know today. And we are still in the same problem. This is the same group of people that's doing everything that we see today. Did you want to comment on this?
Yeah, well, just knowing the background on how that land has been occupied sort of recently, last 100 years, I guess it's important to know for people that are Bible believers, because there's a lot of promises regarding the promised land. And that's why we call it the promised land. So there's a certain group of people that have laid claim to it through world war. And we know from the scriptures that the creator of this world is going to lay claim to it through much more much more deterministic type methods. And this is the land that he promised to Abraham and his descendants. So the Hebrews, that's the main root, right? But then the Gentiles, people that aren't of Hebrew descent, can be grafted in. Now we know that actually a large chunk of the root, the actual Hebrews, some of them will repent and return. They'll be regrafted into their original tree, and a bunch won't. Now we want to either be of that natural descent or the Gentiles through our faith, through following the scriptures. So it's important to know the geological history of the Promised Land, I think.
Yes, it's very important. And for me, the whole entire reason I became a truther and started doing this stuff online was because of a conflict in Palestine, in Gaza. So, it led me to where I am right now, and I'll never forget where I came from. That's not who I am. I always remember. But yeah, like you were saying, someone in the chat brought up, Tammy said that they've been there since before. Yeah, so the Canaanites occupied the land the entire time we've had the simulation, right? You tell them that this is the best land, boom, they take it. Now it's not as fertile now. They did work hard at bringing it back, right? They've got the aquifers and they take from the West Bank. But if I get too deep into this, we're going to get a strike. But I do always feel that this is important, this topic, and we'll have more types of topics like this. But if people don't understand, this is like Truther Class 101, Day 1. Let's talk about the Balfour Declaration. That's how we had the world wars, and that's how we have the war now. All this stuff is tied together, and we need to bring it up. It's very important. There's so much you can do if you research it. If you type in the title of this meme into any search, you're going to get tons and tons of information. It's a good trail, not a hole. We don't do rabbit holes. So let's get into the next meme of the night. This one says accurate fuel prices, an arm, a leg, and your firstborn. Come on, let's go. I'm too calm to get all fired up. What do you think of this one?
I'm feeling the pain already. I'm thinking to myself, at this rate, at what point do you get where you can't afford to go to work anymore? I really feel that, like, for a group of people out there, and it's a substantial group, if you're paycheck to paycheck and all of a sudden your fuel expenses double, right, then you might not have the money in the budget to get to work. And then if you can't get to work, that becomes a cyclical downward spiral. So I saw a video this morning of some trucker that delivers milk, and he showed his gas pump. It was $1,552 to fill up his truck. And he said, wow, there's a good chance that your milk's not going to be showing up anymore because I can't afford to get it to you before he gets paid, right? He'll bankrupt himself before he gets paid. So it's going to get tricky.
A huge problem. You got to get yourself a bike, right? Or a skateboard or something. We live in a hill country here in Austin, Texas. It's beautiful here. Can't wait. The weather's coming. All the flowers are coming. Spring flowers, but it's beautiful. But it'd be brutal for me to ride to the gym. I'd be doing some hitchhiking, hopefully that the rich milkman would get me. Let's keep this going, guys. I'm not in that fired up run around mood. I'm more relaxed tonight. This one says voting, giving grown adults the illusion of control. What do you think of this one, brother? Did you step away?
No, I'm here. The kid in the back seat with the steering wheel, like he's, pretend driving. That's all we've ever been given. It's perfectly indicative of what voting is.
Right? They select the leaders. We don't elect them, people. We never have. It's always been rigged. It's time to wake up and smell the roses, because it's not coffee time. That's Monday morning on Rise and Grind. Let's move on to the next meme. We're almost approaching a break. This one says, interesting resume, Mr. Jason William Laufenberg. So you fight demonic principalities and powers daily, do you?
Yeah, that would be on my resume. That would be on my resume.
You think? Right? I thought this one was funny. We don't have to spend too much time on it, but that's what we do. That's what we do here, guys. We're constantly fighting, because remember, these powers are in the air. Principalities and demonic spirits that we fight, right? It's not we're not running around with guns right now.
Yeah, putting up the resistance with truth.
Let's move on to the next one.
Beating down their lies.
Smashing them. This one says the eye sees only what the mind is prepared to comprehend.
Yeah, that speaks to cognitive dissonance. So not only do you, if you hear something, you can misconstrue it, but when you see it, you can missee it as well. So we've probably all heard the reports of the amount of eyewitnesses that to a certain event that all see it differently, right? So a lot of times people see what they want to see. It really takes a high level of awareness to operate in that third person perspective and be critical of what it is that you're seeing. So, we train ourselves with looking at videos and pictures and stuff from the media, from the propagandists, and we start to spot stuff. Well, we also need to have that same attention to everything that we're witnessing, even when we're just driving around, or pay attention to if you're seeing things in context, or if there's a part of the ego that may be misconstruing it for you.
That was good. So what I was going to state on that was that sometimes we see projections of what we want to see, right? We need to remove the curtains from our eyes, and we need to see what's true, what's real. And sometimes that's not an easy process. And usually we do that by going inwards into our own selves and making peace with what is, right? So, and not only that, but it's an interesting thing that through time, the things that we see actually change their resolution. People, animals, the sky, everything that we see. It can have different reflections, different colors, things change, and there's something supernatural about it. Can we get to full screen? We're just about ready. Oh, we're just about ready to have another break. We got the next song coming in. This is Odessa. This is no, it's not Odessa. Excuse me. It's not the name of the song. This one is from.
All right, just a second. I gotta do some serious.
Why is that on?
I gotta do some serious resizing. So just a second.
That's so many mistakes. So many mistakes. I'm gonna owe you my paycheck from this week's content, bro. It's a good thing it's 0. Tons of mistakes. I'm sorry, everybody. But yeah, this is a great song. We won't ever be there. So we won't be ever there is the name of the track. And this is brand new again. I just got it after this one came in around 4. And there's a code inside this song. Okay. We will be there. We are here. And in the song, he talks about we're not going to send up or fly up into the sky, because we're not with those Christians that want to get raptured out of here. We want to stay and fight through the tribulation, right? And give our lives if that's what it takes. We don't believe in a pre-tribulation rapture. That's not what the scriptures say. So this song is for you Christians too, not just for the pleasure of the listening music. But tell me when you're ready. Okay, let's go.
I think we got it now, yeah.
We won't be ever there. New track, brand new track. Still smoking off the plate press at the record shop. Let's do this, everybody. Thank you guys for being here again. This is what we love to do. Let's get into this one.
This is over as soon as you are coming closer. You sabotage my mind without remorse. This is dangerous, your misery gets so contagious. I'm keeping down my head and will stay the course. Always tried to warn you, but I thought we never fall. I see my own reflection. You're right here behind the wall. Tell me where we had to, since we drift away. I'm not aware. We won't be ever there.
Yeah, we won't be elevated, right? We're not believing in no fake rapture. We're not following that. We don't have a rapture date. We're not into that. We're here to spiritually fight. Brother.
We're great tribulationists.
What it's all about. That track lifted me up. I like it. It has a nice flow to it. We try to bring you guys content music that you're not going to hear on the radio. That's the whole goal here. We want to get your soul dancing. We want to get you guys fresh and new stuff. So let's get into this. We got some pretty serious memes lined up to run through now after that music break. This one says shadow work. Does everybody know? Jason, what do you know about shadow work?
It's introspection into the things that you're trying to repress, and once discovering them, figuring out how to shine the light on them to air them out so that they disappear, so that it's no longer a repressed issue.
Turn the shadow into light, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get basically what the shadow work is, getting in touch with who you are, deeply who you are, like inside. This is likened in the scriptures to, taking the mote out of your eye. You got a sliver in your eye. You got to take it out before you can tell the next guy, hey, you got a sliver in your eye. You got to clean yourself out. You have to bring up repressed emotions. So let's get into this. This is part one. There's a few parts coming up. I got to move stuff over. Try not to make that's another mistake. I'm going to owe you so much money. So
no money.
This one says, the truth is we are all a little messed up. Even the influencers we look up to who seem, quote, perfect, end quote, and like they have it all together. We are all human. Okay, we're all human and we're all imperfect. See how many mistakes I've made tonight? Because of the nature of this reality. It's set up that way, guys. There's a scale. It says mistakes, algorithm, boom. Okay, so no matter how hard I fight, no matter how hard I try now, we can get better at things, but we're all going to make mistakes. So I'll continue to read this. It says, yeah, the mistakes are due to the nature of the reality. This does not mean that accountability isn't necessary. It definitely is, but it does also mean that you can ease up on yourself sometimes. We all make mistakes. Look at me. I've been doing this for 8 years and I'm still making mistakes. Okay. We all have done dumb stuff. Absolutely. Bring me the man who hasn't done anything dumb. Bring him to me alive right now, especially back before we developed a sense of self/spirituality awareness. And that is quite okay. Jason, you, because of your upraising in Jehovah's Witness, you had an excellent self-spirituality built into you, but you did veer from that, correct?
No, I don't know that that's a correct statement. So many times I said that I was blessed or bemored to have been born a Jehovah's Witness because I didn't feel it in my nature that I was that spiritualist. All right, so that didn't return until after I had left Jehovah's Witnesses, become a complete rabid atheist, worked myself back to agnosticism, and then to spirituality. So I agree with that last statement a lot. So mistakes happen. We've all made mistakes. I look at my past and I see all the mistakes. Now, as we develop that sense of self-spirituality awareness, you can reduce them. Now all of a sudden you're paying attention. You see the scorecard and you're actually working on it. You're trying to perform better. So the amount of mistakes that we make go down as we're doing this work, but we still make them. They just become less and less frequent and smaller in nature.
Yes, and easier to deal with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through practice and work. And again, through understanding, when you go inwards, you work on your spirituality and yourself, you then outwardly start projecting that too. That's how it works. It shines in and out at the same time. Everything that's within the kingdom is within you and it was without you as well. But yeah, that's how I started off the shadow work. We'll get into the next section. This is part 2 of that. Shadow work part 2, right? And this one says, make amends where you still can and right your wrongs if it possible. But if it isn't, just honor your mistakes by learning from them, growing, and becoming your true best self. This is the key right here, you guys. When you become the best person that you can be, when you're constantly working every day on becoming better, Just, it doesn't even matter how small of an improvement it is. And we have setback days. We do. But if you're focusing on being the best yourself you can be, you're going to just continue to rise. You're going to get better at everything that you do. You're going to be happier. You're going to be more fulfilled in your life because you're just, listen, I keep telling everybody, we have forever. We have forever to do this. What are we going to do forever? We're going to get better at things. And that's probably why there's an algorithm that makes it so we just can't do it all. We can't plug into the matrix like Neo, right? You actually have to do the work because then it's real. That's the experience of this realm. It goes on to state, besides, if we were all 100% perfect, nothing would be interesting anyway. It would be so boring and predictable. We would literally be all the same. True beauty is found in the imperfect, and love created through acknowledging, accepting, and healing our shadow aspects. This is so important for people to understand. I know that I've been doing this work myself for years now, right? But I've embraced this teaching and these methods a little bit closer. I know Carl Jung did a lot of work, pioneered some work in this. And then, obviously I take it back to the scriptures and the Christ. He's the one who really taught this content. But we've got this other way to look at it. Jason, did you want to comment?
Yeah, sure. The word perfect, I feel, is a trap, because what's perfect for one person is not perfect for another. So a lot of times what we're talking about is preferences, not perfection. And I think it's important to point out, because so many times people just think, oh, I'll be perfect. What does that even mean? So like, if you were to liken this to playing a card game, yeah, if everybody made the perfect move all the time, it would all be a wash. Somebody's got to make a little bit of a mistake here or there. But when it comes to, the perfect dinner, right? If it comes to the perfect sunset, everybody's got a different one. So I just recommend people don't get caught up in this idea of perfection. What you're talking about usually is what is most ideal in your opinion. So that right there helps us distinguish the difference between each and every one of us, that no, perfection wouldn't make us robotic. Perfection just means that it's most ideal for you. Now, the mixture of the most ideal for you and the most ideal for somebody else, that's what gives us all the variety and makes things more interesting, right?
Yeah, you said it perfectly. Again, it's accepting who we are, accepting that we need to heal, and we got to try to work at this every day. And then it's finding what you desire, the things that make you happy, because Jason said it perfectly. Someone could say, that's the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen. And someone could say, well, I've seen a more beautiful one in a different way. And we all have our own desires, the things that we're attracted to. You have to start to learn these things, but healing yourself first is the way to get to these. That's what we need to do. We need to work together. We need to heal each other. We need to be supportive, patient, all these things. That's what I'm trying to do every day. I guess the next meme is going to roll up onto the screen shortly. And it's another great one. Jason, I know you're probably going to really like this one. I don't know if you can read it. If you can see it, it doesn't matter. Do you want me to read it? This one's great. I
think I can read it well enough.
Okay.
Divine downloads. The human brain is actually one of the most advanced pieces of technology that exists. Just like a computer, our brain runs on subconscious programming. But unlike a computer, we have the ability to rewrite our own programs. We have the ability to experience emotions, empathy, and love. We can connect with people just like nodes in a network. Our brains also have the ability to communicate with the divine intelligence through receiving downloads of information just like a receiver. What is the point of saying this? Well, to put it frankly, you are limitless.
So, what do you think about this one? Your personal thoughts.
Yeah, well, so many times we do the work to show people that we're in a virtual reality, and we use all the analogies of the programming and the matrix. When they talk about the matrix, they're talking about the matrix. It's so our programs, if you try to think about what it would take to create an AI, this would be an artificial intelligence. You could program it with all the data as far as everything that's online. You could just have it, give it access to all that. Now, what it wouldn't have is emotions, empathy, and love, because these are completely different aspects. So it's such a powerful experience that we're having here. But yeah, through those types of things, we are able to connect with other people on a way that, Ron, what's the word that we like to use as far as, when you connect to something telepathically? I'm losing the word.
Morphic resonance?
Morphic resonance, thank you.
Yes. Or morphogenetic fields, to be more specific.
So we have that ability to connect like that, and there is a tuning. So it also adds in this download ability from the creator. So I liken it to like a radio, where you can tune to a certain station and then you can get that content. You can get that programming. If you're not tuned to it, you don't get it. So there's so many analogies that we can use to the computers that we're familiar with right now, because we keep on telling everybody this is some sort of virtual reality that we're in.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. So, some of the things that I want to interject on top of this meme is the fact that it brings up again that we can program our own minds. It says we have the ability to rewrite. So we are exactly like an operating system that you could make with, let's use Bitcoin as an example. Bitcoin is a bunch of graphics cards all linked together, running processes like brain cells, like nodes on a network, and they link up. So what we have here is, through the spirituality and through the morphogenetic fields, we actually do interconnect with people like nodes. Now, this connection can be really strong. You can feel someone, and there's no distance or time. They call it spooky action at a distance. That's the made up heliocentric Kabbalist type phrase that goes with this term. But what I'm saying is it's basically a form of entanglement. You can become entangled with music, with the spirit, with love, with friends, with family, all different types of things. And some examples are twins that feel pain from each other. Now, this can be done on a larger scale once we actually get back to who we are, or what we were created for. So again, our brains are very similar. We can receive downloads. Like I was saying, the video content and the creations that Jason, they sometimes come through spiritual downloads, right? We can call it divine intelligence. We can call it the Most High, the Lord of Spirits. We can come up with any name or title we want for it, as long as it's true, right? So if we understand this, we can start to treat people better. We can start to love one another better, unconditionally, through our thoughts, through our emotions, through the things that we put out. Our thoughts, our words, all these things are all interconnected. So again, you are limitless, okay? Once you realize that, and we can all connect. We can connect. It's an incredible simulation that we're in. It's Jason, you nailed it when you said that this is a great way to explain to people that this is the way that we are interacting in here through I guess they say the brain. There's a connection there. And it's a good analogy to bring up the nodes in a network and how we can rewrite. We're a computer with a mastermind, which they've never created. They've come close with the whole Bitcoin thing, but we can actually rewrite. We have empathy, emotions, and love. We passed the Turing test. None of the AI has, right? Except for, that one video, Jason, where I had it, where they ask the AI, "Are you real?" And he says, "That's an interesting question. Are you? Or can you prove you're real?" Right? And the AI says, "Can you?" Right? So can you? I don't know. I'm going to move on to the next one. I really like that.
I can do it.
Downloads.
I could prove it.
Yeah.
Create an experiment to prove it.
Open your heart. This one's a spiritual, more of an emotional one that I know a lot of people reached out to me that are going through this same thing right now. It's not a coincidence. I'm not a coincidence theorist, right? It says, "I used to be afraid of my heart. It had loved and been brutally hurt, so I closed it for all but a very small few. I thought I was protecting myself, thought I was being strong. I thought this was how I should live. But a closed heart, it's a heart that beats with no one to hear it. So I learned to live in strength and opened it fully. Love cannot be contained in the shell of a person.
It must float freely among all. Only then can the true path of love be revealed as it guides us to its eternal destiny. Love has a plan, guys. Did you guys know that on the other side of the screen? Did you know that love is actually existing outside of you, and it can use you? It can work through you to set up things in your life that you had no idea it was coming. If you get in tune with yourself, if you start to do this healing process, when you start hearing your inner voice, when you start connecting to who you really are, love literally comes and works through you. It guides you. It's so beyond beautiful for me to be able to explain this and understand this. Jason, why don't you comment on this one?
Well, I love the statement, love cannot be contained in the shell of a person. If you do the visualization of your body and your skin is your boundary, right? Can you contain love within that shell there? And the answer is no, because if it's only contained to that and it's not being shared with others, could you call it love anymore? Right now, all of a sudden, it would probably be labeled narcissism. So love by its nature wants to share with others. So it can't be fully contained within you. It has to be shared outside of you. It has to be available to others. So it's great artwork. I like the center picture, the fact that love, you cannot keep it to the container of your body. It has to be shared in order for it to be love.
Are we full screen?
Yeah.
Oh, great. you get a bonus point for that one. And the interesting thing about this artwork is that it sort of painted itself again. If you look carefully, she's holding the beautiful yellow heart. And again, the yellow color is a symbol of leadership, calmness, right? Yellow is a great color. Okay. And there's a guy in there, she's holding it, and she's like a symbol of love. This is the parable of the love, right? Wisdom, she crieth at the gates for somewhere to dwell. And it's interesting because this is 3 different pictures put together into one, and you really can't tell. It almost looks seamless, like it's all one picture. It's incredible how this one came together. And again, it worked itself through me. I was a conduit for this. I don't take credit for this stuff. This is just, I can't take credit for you guys. Sure, I did the clicks, but it was love that worked through me. It wasn't just me. I enjoy this one a lot. I like the art. I think it's beautiful. It might be a little risque for certain people because it's different. It's not something that you're used to, but I still see it as super, super beautiful. I really like it. And I like the statement that it can't be contained in a shell. It must float freely among all. Right? Only then can the true path of love be revealed as it guides us to what? Love has a plan, guys. And you can't fight it. You know what I mean, Jay?
And it wants the best for you, right? So
yes,
it's quite a beautiful thing.
It absolutely does. It'll never hurt you. It'll teach you. It'll never hurt you. So we'll get on to the next one. We're just cruising now. Now we're just cruising through memes of the week this week, guys. I hope you're having a good time. I am. This one says self-improvement. To work on yourself is the best thing you can do. Accept that you are, Jason's favorite buzzword, not perfect, but you are enough. Then start working on everything that destroys you, your insecurities, your ego, your dark thoughts even. You will see in the end that you will make peace with your true self. This is the greatest comfort we could ever give our souls in this oh so broken realm. This one speaks so loud to me. I want to be in touch with my insecurities. I want to defeat my ego. I want to understand and overcome my dark thoughts because I do want this. This is what I aspire to have in my life because this place is broken. It doesn't mean I have to be. I can learn to put myself back together. Ronnie Humpty Dumpty, right? What do you think of this one, Jason? Self-improvement.
Yeah, so the making peace with your true self. This is actually a very, very, very deep level of study for the person that is truly been working on themselves. Lots of hard work. So once you get to the point where you've done the work and the making peace with your true self is the acknowledgement of being who you are. I am who I am. I am who I am. That right there, once you are comfortable with that statement, I am who I am, is truly, truly powerful because now you've recognized your true self for who it is, from sort of an unbiased third-person perspective, and you're comfortable with it now. That means that the work that you've been doing, you've been successful at, and recognizing that true self is super liberating, super freeing.
Yes. And I know you are an absolute man after this meme. You always want to destroy your insecurities. You really have defeated the ego. You really have, brother. You've led the way. You've been working with me on all these different memes for years. Since I met you, brother, that's what you've been, right? The big brother, the guide, right? The teacher. And these are things that I'm just so thankful. Now, you know what amazes me, you guys? What amazes me is that people are able to do this without ever having any lessons. They don't have to come to the memes of the week class and read this. They're still, you can find this within yourself. You don't even need to know anybody like me or Jason or read any books. You can actually just work on yourself all the time. You don't even need anyone to tell you. Some people, but then there's people like me that I can program myself. Go ahead.
It helps to have at least heard of it. So
yeah,
that right there is such a benefit. If you haven't heard of it, if you haven't even thought about looking at things from a certain perspective, it's tricky. Then you got to really find those things on your own, and that can be tricky. When somebody points it out to you, then you can go take a look at it, and it's a much quicker approach just to have heard the things that you want to work on.
And so, that's why we do this. We're not creating this content and putting it out because we want to be rich and famous, right? No, we're doing this because we want to help other people go quicker through the process. That's the thing, being able to streamline through. If you have the direct path to any destination, you will always get there faster than anyone that has to go around things. So what we want to do is just take a really bright light and just point it to you so that you can see the direction. That's it. That's our whole entire goal here. That's all we've ever done. Wanted to do. I mean, we wanted to comfort people. We want to also stand up for the truth where no one else will. And we want to find the broken people because this realm is broken. We constantly put it out. And I've seen so many people healing. It's been great. I can't even tell you guys how emotional I've been. I don't always come on and completely do it, although I do at times show my emotions, but this is very important. I'll get back on topic. Self-improvement. Work on you. You comfort your own soul, please. Please. It's so important. Now we're going to get into a few lighter memes for a bit. Let's have some jokes. Let's look at some truth. Now we got you on the line, Jason. This one here says the first rule of spacewalks is you don't piss in the pool. What say you, bro?
I've had pools, and it's a great rule. Don't piss in the pool. Throws the chemical balance off. It's nasty.
Gross. Yes.
And don't spend billions of dollars on faking that you're in outer space too. That's rule number 2.
Gazingo! I'll give you the bell. I almost did. Yeah. So obviously everybody knows that this is where they fake a lot of the spacewalks.
Hence the reason for the snorkels and the astronaut suits, right?
The bubbles.
Yes.
We could go on and on and on and on, but I thought this one was funny. I wanted to hear you laugh and what you had to say.
NASA.
Nassholes, we'll call them, right? We got a couple of these lined up, and then an interesting one coming up too. But yeah, this is the nassholes. I've coined the term because that's what they are. This is a Friday night podcast. I try not to have foul language, but they are assholes. Why don't they give this money to help the poor, cure autism? There's so many things that this money could go towards, but nope.
Infrastructure that increase productivity, so much. I mean, it could
fix all the roads and highways, get free busing, free train rides throughout the nation.
Yeah, bring down the cost of everything.
Yeah, the cost of gas, everything.
Since the jet fuel hoax, I mean, the idea that a government doesn't provide free air travel for all of its people is just ridiculous. All they have to do is take a little bit of that tax money, buy some airplanes, just your cost to your pilots. It's not like you have to pay for fuel in those commercial planes. And everybody should just be able to just book a flight wherever they want to go anytime they want.
Or a bus or a train. Just be free transportation. With the money that just NASA gets, guys. That's, we're not joking. Let's get on to the next one. And then bam. What's that? The Soyuz? Or what's that? Is that a Elon Musk capsule? SpaceX, right?
It might be.
Docking, right? With the green screen. Everybody's space is fake. It's made in a Hollywood basement. Did you guys know that? Red Hot Chili Peppers did. Jason?
Yeah, you think their graphics really aren't that much better than they used to be. It's still cartoonish looking. If you sit there and look at the images that they put out, it all looks cartoonish. It doesn't have a sense of reality to it. And the crazy thing is they actually put intentional flaws all throughout it. So they do all this to mock people. With the kind of money that they're spending on all this, they should have animations that no person can spot.
Yeah, real.
Yeah.
Look real. And I saw a funny meme that I didn't get clipped for this, but it was at what point does space turn CGI? My answer to that one was 100,000 feet roughly, I think, right? We don't know anything that's gone higher than that, have we?
So that's a good question. We know that high altitude balloons make it up to like 120, 130,000 feet. That Go Fast rocket or a rocket similar to that advertises like an altitude of maybe like 300,000 feet. So here's my contemplation on it. When you have a lighter than air vehicle, you get to a certain point where its payload, you have to have a certain volume in order to lift the payload, and then volume of gas that is. And so once you get up to that 120, 130,000 range, there's no air pressure left. So the volume of the balloon, it expands to the point that it ruptures the membrane. The tensile strength of the fibers eventually break at a certain point. It pops, it comes crashing down. Now, those rockets like the Go Fast, those things go really fast. I mean, they shoot up there. So with the momentum that they have, once they get up into that range, I don't know if they're super exaggerating getting up to 300,000 feet. I could see how they could, with the momentum they have, go higher than the high altitude balloons. But of course, once they're out of fuel, they're just going to hit their top level, and then they're going to start falling back down. Metal doesn't float. Metal falls to earth. It doesn't float. It's heavier than air.
True. Metal is heavier than air, right?
Yeah,
All great points,
it's going to
brother.
fall down.
Yeah, those are all excellent points. And around 100 feet, right? The dodgy cam thing was the highest that went up. We can verify.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Here's the next meme of the night. It says terror drills that turn live. For a successful cover-up, you must control the evidence. Goes on to state, on the morning of 9/11, terror drills took place, simulating planes crashing into the World Trade Center in the Pentagon. Did you guys know that? I know this is some of my first truth content topics back in like 2013. Also, on the morning of 7/7, terror drills took place too, simulating attacks on the underground and main line stations. And also, on the day of the, how do I pronounce this word? Did I get it wrong last time?
Oslo.
The Oslo attacks. Terror drills took place simulating the exact attacks that were to transpire for real. So what they do is they run these drills. We're seeing them constantly now with your World 3, right? So they do these things, they set it up, they film it, and then they publish the videos. They edit it and put it out. They fake everything.
Event 201.
Event 201. This is exactly what we see, everybody. They did Event 201, boom, then we had the Cerveza bug. Right? So it's an interesting meme. Jason, what do you think of this one?
That's how they do it. They run a drill, they record it, and then they hand that off to the media to play it as propaganda. That's literally how they do it. Over and over and over again.
Yeah, and the evidence is all there for anybody that doesn't believe me. You can do your own research. You'll find out that they had a complete setup on the harbor front, not too far from the Twin Towers, of a FEMA camp, a FEMA drill that was staged, and they started running the drill, and then the people were like, they didn't know, the military, if they were going to shoot the planes down. You can do your own research, and you can find out that there absolutely was drills on all these, including Boston bombing.
Well, and I think the planes too wasn't like NORAD running
drills.
Simulated. So they
attacks.
didn't know whether or not it was part of the drill or not. They were confused. That's the reason why they didn't respond. Right? That's their
Same with 7/7.
That's their backstory.
Then you had Trump come out and call 9/11 7/7 just to throw more shade on the top, right?
Yep.
So this is an important thing for truthers, for anyone that wants to know about the truth. You got to understand that this is what they do. They run these huge psyops against the people. They're staged drills. They use crisis actors. They fake everything. Now, we could suppose that they do this for karma reasons, or we could think that this is just how they control the population, right?
Yeah, well, I see the same thing in Ukraine. I don't see anything different.
Yeah, same thing. They're running the same drills. They're doing the exact same thing. And then you go on the Russian stuff, which they're going to sever, which might have been done by now. You hear the Russians saying the same things that we do. This building wasn't really blown up by, they used a backhoe. They broke
look
that
at
window
this.
out. The one thing we were watching today on the, what was it? The general, was it the sessions of, what was it?
Oh, the World UN Security Council.
Yeah, the Security Council. We're watching that. They're calling the Russian guy a liar. The Russian guy just flat out says, you used a crisis actor. You used the same woman in 2 different plots.
And he had printed out pictures that he would hold up and turn towards the camera.
Let's go. Come on. The other guy was doing it off a tablet. And they were going back and forth. One was calling the one a liar. The Russian guy was just debunking everything the other guy was saying. And he would just say, you lie. Russia man bad, right? It was hilarious. Let's keep this going, everybody. Hope you guys have a good weekend this weekend, okay? Hope everybody's happy, calm, and doing everything they can. Now, this one says inner voice. Find your inner voice. Hear it and trust it. Recognize the differences between your ego and your inner voice. This is a mistake. I don't know why this is on the screen. Through this inner tune, you will be humbly and musically told what is going on. Raise its volume. You will recognize it is wise, patient, and knows exactly what's best for you. That's the beautiful sound of your own tune, your inner voice. Tune in and dance with your own soul. So, Jason, what say you about the inner voice?
Well, just like we were talking about earlier, how through frequency, how you can tune to like the creator, you can tune to his channel and you can get downloads from him. You can also tune to your own channel, where all of a sudden you pick up a voice from there as well that may actually have your best interest at hand. So being able to tune to that frequency as well is similar in importance to tuning to the creators. You need to have that line of communication, and you need to really know and understand yourself.
Yes. Well said. And again, understanding that we all make mistakes, we're all imperfect, and we're all here learning together. So this inner sound, this music that's playing, right, is actually your true self. You can hear the tune. It'll tell you what you like. It'll tell you what you don't like. It'll lead you in your correct path, your destiny, what you were created for. But you have to tune into it. You have to turn it up. You have to crank it. It says, raise its volume. Once you hear the sound, you got to crank it. You know, like everybody always says, turn the music up. If it's not loud, you ain't playing it. Get in touch with yourself, everybody. It's very important, this meme. I think it is. To me, I've been working on my own inner tune. Let's move on here to the next one. Jason. This one's good. Cerveza is the Great Reset. It's one big club and we're not in it. So all these people are promoting the Great Reset. You got this Klaus Schwab guy. The Cerveza thing all started around this guy, right? Do you have any comments on this meme?
Yeah, so this is like his up and coming crew, like, Trudeau's one of his young rising stars of the World Economic Forum or whatever, and the Emmanuel guy from France. These guys are top level globalists. So that right there tells you there's a problem, and they have an agenda. This is the New World Order. They've labeled it the Great Reset. It's had multiple names. It's just the New World Order, and they've been planning it for a while, and we're getting close. You can see that we're at their final steps of coming to a one world currency, which will also be tied to a one world religion and a one world leader, the Antichrist, for this group of people for a short period of time before they're all destroyed.
Yes, that's exactly where this is headed. All of the different things combined, the digital ID, the digital money, the tracking and tracing of everything, the blockchain, all this is tied together. The social credit score, the fact that people are being taken off social media. You're not allowed to go on there, like a public place. You're not allowed to go into that public place because you said something that's true, or you said something that's offensive. Now your kids can't go to the better school. Now you can't travel. Your car won't start.
Yeah,
Because of the great
PJ CNET says Schwab is one of the worst. Well, I actually saw a video the other day of one of the guys that he considers his advisor. So,
wow, really? There's an above Schwab? Wow.
Yeah,
Rothschild?
His advisor.
Nathan Rothschild, right? Let's roll into the next meme. We're getting closer to the end of the night. Again, hope you guys are having a good Friday night and that you're going to have a good weekend. This just says just two guys working on their one world government. We got Zuck and Zelensky. Right? They're both actors. Right?
Z.
They're both
Z, right?
They're both playing roles. And they're both going to have a lot of answers to give.
The two Z's with the final solution.
Right? And you got the two double Z symbolism going on.
Mm-hmm.
Good call, bro. Calling it out. This one I just wanted to put on the screen because I'm going to be talking to these guys at one point, probably. More of a spiritual teaching meme. This is shadow works now, right? This is the third thing we're going to talk about with the shadow works. Goes on to state a very important aspect of shadow work that you want to make sure you get right is making sure you are not trying to shame away the unwanted / misunderstood aspects of yourself. The entire reason the shadow exists in the first place is because we have been conditioned to repress these parts of ourselves. Repression puts things in the dark, so to speak. That's why we call this shadow self. One primary example of this is seeing crying or sadness as weakness. From a young age, we are told things like, don't cry, crying is bad, and anger is bad. So these are things that we've been societally conditioned under, right? Instead of trying to understand them, because that's the point of our shadow. So I'll just point out a few things before I go to part 2 here, and then we'll go through it again. It's saying, don't just shame your own shadow, your own imperfections, right? Your unwanted or misunderstood aspects of yourself. They're there for you to get to understand them, right? Repressing things is bad. It's super unhealthy. We don't want to repress anything ever, right? So we're going to get on to the next part of the meme. Boom. It says, we then grew up with these beliefs and we habitually repress these, quote, bad, end quote, emotions. In reality, no emotion states are inherently bad or evil. These are just societal labels that make the problem 10 times worse. Instead, we should seek to understand these parts of ourselves. Why are we sad? Why are we angry? Don't suppress the dark. Seek to understand the shadow so that you can transcend it. Repressing, shaming, and judging your own shadow only makes it grow until it becomes an uncontrollable monster. Most of all, it makes you feel misunderstood, hopeless, alone, invalidated. Shame is not the answer. Understanding it is. Jason.
Yeah, it points out how so many of our problems are just misunderstandings. If you don't understand something, you throw it in the closet, it doesn't get understood. So you actually have to do the work to look into it, to understand it, to figure it out. And we've had so many other memes where you learn how to transcend something through various different things. We can't cover them all here. The key is to not put them in the closet in the first place. All right, so keep everything out in the open. If there's something on your heart that is truly nagging at you, identify it and figure out how to get it reconciled. That's probably going to be a conversation with somebody, an action on your part, something like that, to get something reconciled. And as long as we keep that closet clear, we won't run into these issues. So that's my recommendation, to start there, to don't let things start adding up. Deal with them right away.
That's great advice. Understanding why you're sad, why you're angry, right? So log down times of your life where you're super happy. Also, log down times where you're upset and the things that were taking place. Because if you can do that without having to write it down, that's great. You get to that point through practice. You'll start to understand these things so that you can get back to what you truly desire. So understanding the reasons why we're sad, why we're crying, embracing them, understanding why we're angry, embracing them helps us create better choices. That's the point here. Suppressing things, repressing things, and shaming things is everything we're against. We don't judge people. We're talking about just who we are, the things that we've been conditioned to be. Absolutely. This is a very important practice. We should all be doing this. We should understand things, not shame them, not repress them. We don't want to be hopeless. We don't want to be misunderstood. We don't want to feel alone. We don't want to feel invalidated. These are all the things that we're against. So I guess we'll keep going here. We're rolling through, getting closer to the end of the night. This one's funny. They're constantly in this World War III using old footage, right? This is how do you pronounce Belgrade, 1999? How do I pronounce it again? I was corrected today. Kyiv. I want to make sure I say that correctly.
Not like chicken Kiev.
It's incorrect. It's Kyiv. I said Kiev earlier, but it's Kyiv, right? So we can see that this is what they do. Right, Jason? We've been talking about this for so long.
Yeah, all this footage. I mean, you look at the picture and it says, was it AP credits? And then you look at the copyright stamp on it, and it's from 2013. It's file footage. It's this and that. This all comes from archives, and they just pull it out and serve it again. They give the leftovers over and over and over. They don't give the fresh.
Never, right? They just constantly recycle. They do as cheap as possible. So I guess we'll move on to the next meme here. Hopefully everybody's having fun. I like this stuff. The last couple are super important. This one says new role that'll be like censorship, cashless society, mandatory fees, surveillance, false flags, silent weapons, FEMA camps, martial law. Right? This meme has a lot of truth in it. What say you, Jay?
The file folders, just flipping through them. Which folder are you going to pull from today, right? That's how the news cycle works. We saw what happened when all of a sudden war broke out in Ukraine. The folder for the pandemic, boom, that one snapped shut, and all of a sudden the other files open. So they just bounce from these topics one to the other. It's whatever's hot today. It keeps people distracted, and I don't know, they brought the attention span of people down to that of a goldfish, and a few days pass and people don't even remember what it was that they said.
Yeah, 3-second rule, right? Sorry, I bumped my mic there. Yeah, that's what they do. They refresh things, they recycle things, and these are what the attacks have been. They've been doing it through these things right here. You can see them all on the screen at one time, if you can believe it or not. This is what they do. Let's move on to the next one. This one's interesting. It says, did you know this place data shows that this thing is over 1,200 side effects? Now, I didn't make this meme, but at least the information's coming out, Jason. Have you been reading any articles about the data that's being released by these people?
No, this is off topic now. We're on to something new. You can't even talk about this anymore. What are you doing?
What do you mean, man? I push the boundaries, but don't tell me I can't. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's go to the next one. We went through this one on Wednesday. I went through it as well on the morning show, and it's good to continue to go over this. The digital currency plan, right? Roll out the Bitcoin, implement the government digital currency, initiate massive this thing, which we could have any day. Today's 3/11. We haven't heard any news yet. Well, we've been podcasting. Maybe something's gone on. I don't know. But allow the... Go ahead.
We don't know.
We don't know. But we're just going to say that they allowed... This could happen. This massive thing. They could just shut the power off all of a sudden. They're gonna... It was Russia. Because, you know, the NPCs, right? It's been subconsciously programmed that Russia man bad. Russia's going to be the ones that hack. They've been seeding this for years. Trump was out here running around seeding all this nonsense. Russia bad. You guys remember? Or Trump was colluding with them. It was Biden who was saying Russia man bad. Number 4, allow the fiat currency system to stay collapsed after this. So they have this FF thing, then they crash everything, which we're very close to right now, if you guys aren't paying attention. Then they allow it to stay crashed, right? Then they announce to people that the central bank digital currency will be the replacement, the new one world order money, CBDC, central bank, right? The new world order. Number 6, then they're going to outlaw cash. Can't trade gold, silver, or other precious metals. 7, outlaw and ban all non-government essential cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Jason's been saying this for so long. We've gone over it. We went over it Wednesday. They can shut down any of these coins at any time.
All they have to do is decree that they're illegal. And then go ahead and have fun trying to exchange it somewhere, because whoever exchanges it for you is going to be taking on the liability, and then you're going to only get a fraction of what you thought you were supposed to get.
Yeah, exactly. Like, all they do is say, yeah, it's not worth anything anymore. There was a scam. It was a Ponzi scam. Criminal activity was taking place. Bitcoin was being used to launder drug money. Boom. Shut off. All your ledger gone. Be prepared, people. This is what they're going to do. And then, obviously, at number 8, we're in memes of the week 8, it says require embedded RFID chips or biometric identifiers for all transactions made within the credit banking system. We can call it the mark of the wild animal. Refusing it will make you an outcast. You won't be able to eat. You won't be able to travel. Your kids won't be able to go to school. Your car will not turn on. This is what they want. This is what we're fighting back against through the spirit. Did you want to say anything, Jay?
Well, of course, you got to be biometrically tagged to your government, your Fed coin, right? You can't be trading that amongst them yourselves. Yeah, that right there, that's endgame for anybody that wants to be a Christian that refrains from the B system. So we know that once we get to the point where you cannot buy and sell without that mark, it's going to be some sort of biometric tag system.
We got to track you.
Whether or not people have been tagged already, we'll see. It chances are, with the implementation of this system, aren't they going to require that everybody that uses the system,
to get the fiat that they're going to give you, you're going to have the biometric tag.
Yeah,
that's the only way that you'll be able to use it.
So then they can track whether or not you are properly dosed, right?
Yeah, well, and that you're not saying anything truthful or offensive that goes against the narrative, because then they're just going to switch it off. And again, they don't want your kids to have what their kids have. They don't want you to be what they are, and they're going to do everything they can. That's where we're headed. That's sort of what the scriptures say, that men will become lovers of themselves, people will become lovers of lawlessness, and they will turn away from righteousness in those days. That's where we are, people. This next one's pretty interesting. This one says, the difference between humans and animals. Animals would never allow the dumbest ones to lead the pack. Right? You know why? Because the alpha just does. He leads. The other animals get in line, because if they don't, they die. And we've had this ridiculous soy boy, miniature hat led takeover of society. Canada and America used to be strong, righteous men. We used to have prayers in school. People had morals and rights. They were good. And they honored them. People weren't like they are now. They're gone. They've taken it away. And the dumbest, most satanic, most evil, wicked people are put into positions of leadership so that everybody runs around blind. They know exactly what they're doing. And you've got Russian intel that's been saying for years in the conspiracy theories that Russia was behind the destruction. You've got people that say it's the miniature hats. You've got people that say it's the Jesuits. We could go on and on and on and on. This is a spiritual attack, and they use every single angle. And yes, animals would never allow the dumbest to lead the pack. They would follow the alpha, the one doing the work, the one that's actually taking care of them spiritually. And probably hunting too, but that's just only certain kinds of animals. But we'll get into the next meme. We're getting closer to the end of the night. It was a great week. I had a great week. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, let's get some real leaders, some ones with some intelligence and people that are compassionate for others. This one's funny. Behold, our newest sanctions. Regular gasoline, $9.49 and 9/10. Plus gasoline, $9.67 and 9/10. V-Power, $9.77 and 9/10. Are you sure this will hurt Russia? The guy says, Russia?
Russia? What do you mean Russia? This is how much money we're making per gallon. That's what we're excited about, right?
The only thing they've done in Russia is taken away Coke, McDonald's, all the different American products that are poisonous anyway.
Yeah.
The Starbucks is gone. Russia's way better off now. We're the ones that are suffering, guys. I bet you their gas isn't $10 a liter, a gallon, right? And it's not. And you're not going to find out because they're going to sever those connections. Just like in the movie 1984, they're going to put it up on the screen and you got to believe whatever they tell you. And if you don't, your car won't start. You're going to be in car jail, Facebook jail. Right. This is where we're headed, everybody. If we don't fight back now, if we don't stand up for our rights, walk away from the totalitarian system, we can change this. We can. The righteous ones are going to become more righteous and they're going to watch the destruction of the wicked. That's what the scriptures say. And I know they're going to be fulfilled. Whether you want to believe me or not, it's your choice. That was just a funny one. We'll go on to the next one. It's not a big one either, but it is still funny. Let's take a look. Well, boom. The giant wave that's hurtling towards everybody is inflation. You can look at the price of gas. What do you guys think is going to follow the price of gas? Everything, because it takes trucks on fuel to bring you all your products. So all those products are now going to be double the price. This is just the beginning. Get smart. Start buying things on bulk, cheaper stuff. Look to see if you can cut areas of your life where you've been fancy. Let's just be smart. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say. I'm not telling people to store up, hundreds of thousands of dollars in Patriot Supply slop fake protein powders. We want you to get.
Here's the thing that we got to recognize. Not everybody has the ability to store things up and be prepared. So as this happens, as that wave comes in, it's going to start sweeping up the people that can't be prepared, the people that don't have the means to be prepared. And so it's going to create a cascading effect where as those people start to suffer, then lawlessness is really going to begin. So the scriptures talk about it, the increase in lawlessness. And so we can see that it's probably going to be a result of rapid inflation that starts burying people where they feel like they can't get by anymore.
Yeah, totally. And, I was going to say, brother, I think we got one more meme left. I tried not to put too much into this. I just wanted to have a good time tonight. I was very laid back. If you wanted to run the trailer before we run the end song,
yeah,
we can do that. If you want to set that up, and I'll get the next meme, the last meme up on the screen, and then we'll give you the screen share back after. And
it's just a scene I can switch to. It's no problem.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight too. This is truly what we want to do. We want to share our truth. We want to share art. We want to share music. We want to lift you up. That's what we do in the morning with the Rise and Grind. But here we just want to, sometimes we're going to be more fired up. Sometimes we're going to be more laid back, right? Tonight, I just feel laid back. So this one here says here, you should go to hell. But since you have a PhD, we'll count that as time served. So one thing I wanted to say is since I met Jason's always had this, I'm a humble guy. You're a humble guy too, but we stand upon foundations of verifiable evidence. So we've been asking if we could debate so-called said PhDs, right? We don't want to just debate Red Rhetoric and Sean Hufford.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Somebody that has some credentials that we can go after.
Some credentials, because we know they're the absolute most mind-controlled ones. At least Red's Rhetoric and Sean Hufford might even, entertain some kind of a thought. If you have a PhD, it means you're the most highly indoctrinated person, right? And what do they do in these universities? They've created nothing but filth. It's all about getting laid. It's all about getting high, getting drunk, who can party the most. It's just toxic. It's such a toxic thing.
Astral theology.
Astral theology. And then they have a whole bunch of courses that are useless. They don't build or prepare you for anything. Nothing.
Fake history 101.
Yeah, fake history. They teach you everything they teach you in there is a lie. Everything. And they just want to have you going over nonsense over and over again, leading you off into nonsensical realities that don't exist in anything. They don't fill you with anything that's good. And then you go out into the working world and you can't do anything. Right? You've gained nothing. You can what? You can remember the book, the section of that book that they wanted you to remember. What can you build? What can you do? You know, they don't build any skills. Now, I'm sure there are some things like graphic design artists and other areas where you can benefit still, but most people with PhDs sit behind a desk. They don't actually create anything into reality. They usually take advantage of other people. And I could go on and on and on.
They
So
become
I thought
professors and teach other people idiocy.
how to do it too. And it's a giant toxic cycle of uneducated people who are absolutely suffering from the Dunning-Kruger effect. They think they're super educated, yet they're not. They're absolutely daft.
Paid all that money, spent all that time and effort memorizing the things that you're told.
Maybe they got laid a lot. You know, I didn't go to college. I'm not that big of a player. I can count my relationships on two hands.
PhDers are not that crew.
But if I went to university, I'd be the Wilt Chamberlain. You know what I mean? Thousands of girls. Like, you know, but I'm telling you, bro, growing up, that's what it was all about. That's what I remember hearing my friends that went to college. It was always about getting drunk, getting laid. I never heard anybody who was super interested in the content that they were learning. Were they super into it? And most people I know that just dropped out. They just couldn't afford it. They racked up $200,000 in debt, and they don't even get a job. They're drywalling with me, and I'm teaching them how to drywall. They just got out of University of Toronto. So there's all these different types of things that we see through these indoctrination centers. If we had good, righteous leaders, we wouldn't have this problem. We wouldn't. If you want to put it on screen, on thumbnail, I'll unscreen share. Again, so, hopefully next week we have another good podcast with some more good music. The Realm's been serving up some great tracks. I haven't even gone through the list yet for this week. We'll be going through that this weekend. I'll have more content probably coming out on Facebook. I don't know if any videos are going to be uploaded this weekend. But stay tuned always for more content on all of our channels. Make sure you're in the description box. There's a link for all of our hangouts for every single song that we've played. They're not completely updated every day, but it gets updated all the time. From Villar, the producer that we work with, the music genius. He's a DJ as well. We don't always talk about him. I don't always. He doesn't want any credit for anything. But he's got this group that we use called Reality Check. It's in the description box too. And also, like I said, all the different songs that we share. He put that list together for everybody to have. So if you want to go back in time and hear the songs we were playing a year ago, a year and a half ago, they're all there. So have at it. Make sure you guys sign up on Reality Check on Telegram. We'll be probably live on Sunday. I don't know for sure. We are getting prepared for the Passover wine and bread celebration that's coming up soon. We got Purim, so that we are going to have an uptick coming back. We've been sort of, doing a little of the spiritualist stuff. We're multi-spiritualists. We don't just dwell in one place. You can't contain limitlessness. We go everywhere, but we will be getting back into the scriptures, into the parabolic language. We will be getting ready to talk about all the prophetic things that do look like they're on the horizon, right, Jason? So yeah. I'm really thankful that I was here tonight. Thank you, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, we got the spring Hebrew festivals coming up, and we get the equinox coming up. This is it's an interesting time period because, once we come out of winter, now all of a sudden we have in the scriptures, pray that your flight not be in the winter or on a Sabbath. So remember that song that said we won't elevate. We're not we're not talking about. I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother. We don't believe we're going to be elevated in the spring. We're not getting. This earth is going to be ours. The wicked people are the ones getting taken out of here. Continue, brother.
Yeah. So that season's coming up. We'll do some preparatory work talking about that, and then tomorrow. I think maybe noon, as long as I'm able to upload early enough tomorrow, I'll probably set up the premiere of the new video for noon. We've got dinner plans tomorrow night. So please, check that out. We're going to play the trailer for that one more time. Chances are a bunch of you here have already seen it. But if not, hope it gets you excited for checking out the new video. And then stick around because the song that we're going to play after that, our outro song, is this brand new one from Band of Horses that we talked about earlier. Really good song. This is a band that I used to listen to, saw them in concert, and they put out some new stuff that I think is really good. So stick around, check that out. Thank you for joining, everybody. Where's the only place anybody's going to hear any of this, brother?
Only on the Yahawahashai News Network.
Hello, flat earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. The rest of the time we've got a daytime moon because the sun and the moon are quite close. Yeah?
Okay.
Makes sense? Mm-hmm. So it can be modelled above a level Earth quite easily. Alright, thank you very much.
Rest assured, I'm on the screen, you're on the screen. We both have flat earth maps, almost look like they're next to each other. I wish I had something I could hand you right now, but I don't. Here's my iPhone.
All right, I got it.